Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. Hope everybody's doing well out there today. Before I get started on today's video, I want to thank everybody for all the likes, comments, feedback, and all the questions I've gotten on the channel. I really appreciate it. Some videos get more feedback than others. You know, I get that. The crazy thing about YouTube is in your mind, the videos that you think are going to do well, where you feel like you're giving people information that's helpful, don't always turn out to be the ones that get the most views or the most likes or the most comments or the most subscribers. And then other videos that you think, while they may be interested, they aren't quite in your mind as informative as some of the others. They're the ones that people seem to really catch on to and seem to get the most views. So either way, I want to thank everybody who has watched and subscribed and liked any of the videos and commented. And if you haven't subscribed, again, you know, when you're doing these videos, you hate to keep bringing up things about the analytics and seeing the ins and outs of what videos do well and which ones don't. And one of the things you often see is it'll give you a percentage of viewers that are returning viewers who aren't subscribed. And right now, about 68% of my viewers are not subscribed to the channel, but yet they come back and watch just about every video. And the analytics show me this. So I'm just asking, if you're returning to the channel to watch the content, and even if you're just picking up a couple of things I'm saying that are helping you catch more fish, I would ask that you please subscribe to the channel. It would really help the channel continue to grow, and it would be a favor to me. And I promise I'm going to keep trying to make content that helps you guys do exactly what I always say, and that's catch more fish. So if you would, I'd ask that you subscribe to the channel. Today, I'm going to do another video, and this is going to be about 10 good minutes of fall fishing with topwaters. You know, we're in the late summer, early fall transition, they call it. September can be a tough month anywhere. And me being primarily a shallow water fisherman, one of the things I've leaned on a lot from now all the way through the end of the year is topwater. We fish topwater all year long. In the fall, it starts to become more productive, at least in my experience. And I tend to start leaning more on topwaters and also on eventually more towards crankbaits. And cranking is always been one of my favorites, if not my favorite way to fish. So let's get right into this. My go-to, without a doubt, in the fall is a buzzbait. Here's the thing. I'm not what you'd call a cover a ton of water fisherman. I try to do that. I've tried to get better with it as I've gone along, because there are times when you just need to put the trolling motor down and go. This is one of those times. Part of the reason why I think is the turnover in lakes. And I think this is more of a lake reservoir thing than a river thing. I'm sure it happens in both, but I guess right this second, I'm primarily talking about lakes. The fall in the month of September is when that turnover starts, and it starts in different parts of the countries at different times. One of the baits that you can cover water with, and you want to try to cover as much water as you can, is with a buzzbait. I usually have 2 buzzbaits tied on, sometimes 3. Right now, here recently, because I've been fishing a newer body of water that I'll be going to here in about 3 weeks to fish a pretty big tournament in. And it's a black buzzbait and a shad colored buzzbait. I put the trolling motor on as high as I feel comfortable fishing. That's usually about 4 or 5, maybe a little faster. And I just sling this thing and I cover as much water as I can. Lay downs, boat docks, rock, points, gravel banks, anything and everything, until I start to see where I'm getting the bites, and then I'll focus more on those kinds of areas. But you've got to put the trolling motor down. You've got to keep these baits in your hand, and you've got to keep moving. It's not something that you pick. It's almost like a full day commitment. With what I'm talking about with these top waters, I'm going to show you this morning, and that I use during the fall, especially the early fall. It's a commitment to keep them in your hand. Don't put them down, and you just go. Because even during the turnover, the fall turnover, whenever that does start in your area, the one section of water that affects the least is shallow, super shallow. I'm talking 0 to 4 or 5 foot. That's what gets affected the least. So you want to have a black buzzbait always and a shad color. Both of these are noise makers. This is a Booyah buzzbait with the little paddle on it, and this is the Booger Man buzzbait I throw so much. I have always had more luck with buzzbaits with either the blade smacks the head or the blade smacks some sort of gadget, paddle, something they have at the top of it that creates more sound. I do keep a finesse buzzbait around that I will throw. This is just a tackle show on the rack buzzbait that they sell for $2.50. I always pick some of these up and I'll put a fluke or something on them. Don't make a lot of noise. It's got a little squeak to it. I do not catch as many fish with these as I do the ones that smack the head or the ones that have the clacker or anything like that on. I just do much, much better with them. Put the buzzbait in your hand and you cover as much water as you can and you just go. The next bait I'm going to show you is another one that you can fish relatively fast, and that is the plopper style baits. This is a Berkeley Chapo, and you're going to see a theme here, and the theme is, I don't want to get that hook in my finger. The theme is I either go with a shad color, a shad profile, or straight up black. In the fall, and the further I get in the fall, the more I start relying on just black. Black buzzbait, black plopper, or a shad color. Clearer water, I tend to go to the shad colors right now. And then if that don't work, I'll switch over to the black. That's another Bass Pro Chaos Shad. It's been a good little bait. I haven't caught a ton of fish on them yet, but the sound of those is much different than the regular whopper plopper and the Chapo. So we got buzz baits, we got the plopper style baits. The third style bait that I really go to a lot in this situation, late fall, late summer, early fall, is the walking style baits. This is the Strike King Sexy Dog, the hard knot version. I like the walking baits, and I usually have a couple of different ones of these tied on. The hard knot is just that. It's a lot of sound, chrome, sexy shad color. And then I got another one that I've just painted up black with a marker. Again, I either go with shad or go with black. That's basically the only two colors. You can't cover as much water with these, but you can cover water with them at a really pretty good clip. Not like you can the buzzbait or the ploppers, but again, you can cover water with these and you can get the job done. Trolling motor on high, covering as much water as you can. This is something that I do, and again, this is just based on my experiences. And one thing I always try to make clear is I'm not any kind of pro angler. I'm not trying to be anything like that or tell people, that I've got more experience and what I'm saying is more valuable information than if you go watch some pro's YouTube channel or YouTube content. This is just from my own experiences and some of these things I've learned from watching pros. A lot of this stuff I've learned from guys that I fish against for years and years. Guys that are really, really good anglers back from where I'm from, and stuff that I picked up myself along the way. So I want to make that clear, as I always try to do. Another one of these baits, besides the Sexy Dog, this is actually one of them, this is a little Bass Pro Shops XPS walking bait, and it also has a little rattle, nowhere near as much as the Sexy Dog, but that's a good little bait too. It's a little smaller profile, and you can tell that one's, that's caught several fish, a lot of fish with that. And this is the black one I colored. Now, when you got a lot of wind and you've got a lot more commotion on the water, I go with as light a knock as I can get. But when it's slick calm and you want a walking bait that smaller profile, this is a Lucky Craft Gunfish. Now this bait has a little bit, not as much rattle to it. Very easy to walk, and it's also got a little popping lip on it. This is a really good bait on slick, calm conditions. When you don't have a lot of wind and it's just still, and you're trying to get as much action and commotion as you can without it being too much, like this hard knot can be. And you can see the size difference too. The hard knot's a lot bigger bait, wider. This is an excellent choice, and that's the the Lucky Craft Gunfish. One other bait I throw a lot, and this is just a Yazuri, and this is actually a saltwater version. This is a Yazuri pencil walking bait, they call it. And I do really well with these. Now some of these, you can tell, I change a lot of red hooks. A lot of these baits I'm actually working on, changing hooks and just getting them right to use them for this tournament that I have coming up. So that's why some of the hooks haven't been changed. Some of these baits haven't even been thrown. They're just new baits that I just bought. So they are, I got work to do on them. The last thing I want to show you is also in the fall, something else I throw, and I have recently did a video. I had pretty good luck with one of these, is a prop bait. Now, the prop bait is something that I will throw when I'm just trying to throw at isolated targets. You do not cover a lot of water with these in the same way. Again, this one has no hooks because I'm about to put new hooks on it. They are good for isolated targets. Sometimes they just won't chase a buzzbait or the plopper or the walking bait. And if I come to a laydown or I come to a seawall or a boat dock or something, it's just telling me, man, there's a fish there, but I got to slow down, I'll either throw this little prop bait. This is an Academy Express, H2O Express bait. I don't think they make this anymore. And basically, to me, this is just a square bill and they put two props on it. You can look at that bait and tell it's just a square bill. It's got a little rattle in it. Catch a lot of fish with those. And this is a old school Cordell Crazy Shad. I got some of these I have had forever, and I'm getting ready to put new hooks on this. These things just catch fish. It's real small, compact size, and they just do really well for me when I'm fishing around isolated cover and when there tend to be a lot of smaller bait fish around. All these baits you can get from Tackle Warehouse. The only thing you can't get from Tackle Warehouse is this buzz bait, because like I said, this is a tackle show buzz bait where you go grab them off the rack for $2.50 a piece. And this walking bait that you get from Bass Pro, and this is just the XPS pencil walking bait that the Bass Pro Shop sells. Everything else, and the Chaos Shad is a Bass Pro Shops bait. Everything else you can get on Tackle Warehouse. The Chopos, the Crazy Shad, the Booger Man Buzzbait, the Booyah Buzzbait. start with black or start with a shad color, whichever you prefer. If one isn't working, go with the other. Put the trolling down and go. Just cover water. Just cover water. And when you feel like you've been an hour or two without a bite, you know, and your gut, sometimes your gut will tell you, okay, we need to try something else. And sometimes it works out. But what I have found in the fall is when I cover as much water as I can, and this, to me, this is the workhorse. This is the 1-2 right here, either a black buzzbait or a shad colored buzzbait. And when I say shad color, it's just a silver, you know, with a gold blade, and I just put one of the 1,000, 10,000 bait Yodo worms on the back of it that Carl's Bait and Tackle sells. I love that thing on a buzzbait, the profile of it, the tail of it, the action. That thing is just crazy when you reel it in with a buzzbait. And that's just a black one on the back of this buzzbait. So cover water, black or shad patterns, keep the trolling motor on high and just go. And cover as much water. And you might not get but 5 or 6 bites all day, but they're going to be 5 good bites. They're going to be, you know, they're going to be quality fish most of the time. I ain't saying you won't catch some small ones, but anyway, late summer, early fall transition, top water. I hope this helps somebody catch some more fish. Please like the videos, share the videos, and if you haven't subscribed, I ask that you subscribe to the channel. And I went over 10 minutes, you know, but it was a lot of information, and it's something that really, really works for me in the fall, and I think it'll work for you too. So thanks for watching, and I will see you guys on the next video, and tight line.